All right, hello everybody again. I'm live on Facebook. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and if I'm wearing one of these lovely snazzy blue surgical masks again today, it's well, it's partly because of COVID, but it's mainly just because I'm an ugly bastard, basically. But in any case, the reason I'm here today, and I'm quite excited about doing this video because it's been one that I've been wanting to do for quite a long time. I'm going to talk a little bit about the job of being a ATC simulator pilot, or what is called in French a pilote au radar, and it has various other names in different countries, from pseudo pilot to blippy and various other assorted slang names. So basically, what exactly is an ATC simulator pilot? Well, an ATC simulator pilot basically is there to generate imaginary traffic for air traffic controllers when they need to do their different training exercises. Now, controllers have to do training on a recurrent basis to stay current for certain emergency scenarios. They have to do it as part of their initial training. And they also have to do it, particularly at the moment, with the traffic levels in real life being so low, just to keep their skills up and basically not get bored. So what I wanted to do was just give you a little sort of overview of how the job of an ATC simulator pilot works, what kind of equipment we use, and how you can do this job yourself if you're interested in becoming involved. So I am actually sitting at the moment in what is called the SNA, which is the service which deals with approach control, or is responsible for organising approach control, situated at Bordeaux Airport in Mérignac in the southwest of France. And where I'm actually sitting at the moment is the ATC simulator room, which you can see behind me. So I'm sitting at one of the pilot positions, and behind me you can see the controller positions just behind me there. So when I work as an ATC simulator pilot, what do I actually do? Well, when I first arrive, what I do is I'll put the camera the other way around and you ought to be able to see what's going on. So this is my working position here. So I arrive at my desk and I've got my headset. So I put my headset on, is the first thing. And then essentially, now I can't show you the real system because it's all shut down at the moment. But when I turn on the system, essentially you can see it here. What I have are basically an assortment of imaginary aeroplanes. So this shows a full screen of imaginary aeroplanes. There's about, what, 10 or 15 in this list here. And basically what I do is I put my headset on. The air traffic controller will see on their screen the same aeroplanes that I'm seeing here. And for each aeroplane, they will say such and such an aeroplane, turn left heading such and such, or turn right heading such and such. And using my computer, I can then modify the heading, the altitude of the aircraft involved. So the basic job of a simulator pilot is basically to do that, just to move the aeroplanes around based on what the controller says. So I have my headset, as I said, and I also have my radio system down here, and just underneath I actually have a pedal which I can use to apply, which works as a sort of a push to talk switch. So that is essentially the basic interface for the pilot side, and then if we go over to the other side, what we have is the controllers setup, which is basically the same. So you have to imagine this because I haven't got the actual system running at the moment, but they will have a radar screen similar to what they have in real life, and they'll also have a headset. And what they also have down here is a flight strip printer, as they would in real life. So basically all the IFR flight information that comes out of the system basically gets printed automatically out of that printer as if they were in a real flight scenario. So essentially the interface works pretty much like that. And what we do when we're simulating is we'll generally choose a particular scenario. So being in an approach center here, we will have, for example, lots of traffic arriving onto the ILS approach for a given runway, or we might have lots of traffic doing an RNAV approach. And then we will also move on to sort of unusual simulations, whereby you might have an aircraft that has to return to the airport because of an engine failure, unruly passenger, and various other things like that. What I also have, because when you work as an ATC simulator pilot, you simulate mainly aircraft, but what you also do is you simulate adjacent controllers. So what I have here also is a telephone set, which allows me basically to act as an adjacent controller, phoning Bordeaux Approach to ask them for various things, maybe for a clearance for an aircraft that's departing, or maybe for an altitude restriction, or something like that. Now, I have to say, I really do enjoy doing this job. I mean, I'm a bit of a geek with aeroplanes, as a lot of people know anyway, but I just really enjoy just sort of getting away from the office and just sitting down in front of a computer screen for a couple of hours and just, you know, sort of pretending to be various aircraft. And one of the things I do enjoy doing as well is trying to make the simulation sort of fairly realistic. So if I've got an Iberia pilot, I might say something like Bordo controllo Bagnore, Iberia 1316, climbing flight by 60 on the Ensacco 1 Alpha departure. So and you can sort of really kind of try and make it quite realistic in the way that you do it. Or I might go for an EasyJet with a sort of an English regional accent, like, I don't know, Easy 408 climbing flight level 70 or something like that, just to kind of make it a little bit more true to life. So yeah, now this job, I think most control centres use ATC simulated pilots to varying degrees. If you want to do the job in France, basically the air traffic control centres don't employ you directly. What they do is they either go through like a temp agency, which is the case where I'm working here in Bordeaux, or otherwise there are companies that just do that provide ATC simulator pilots. So what you need to do if you want to get into this job is just really to find out who provides the simulator pilots for the particular control center or approach center near to where you live. Contact them and see if you can if they have any vacancies. If you want to do this in the UK, I know that NATS, National Air Traffic Services, employ their simulator pilots directly. And I think somebody who's watching this video will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think NATS have a rather more advanced system for their ATC simulator pilots in Swanwick, which is actually in Fareham, which is not far from where I come from. I come from Gosport in the south of the UK originally, and I know that Swanwick Air Traffic Control Centre is not too far away. And I think that in Swanwick, they even have things like sound effects and things like that, so they can really make the simulation sound really realistic. And I think in Switzerland, air traffic control simulator pilots are recruited by Skyguide, so you need to contact Skyguide directly to see how you can get a job with them. In any case, thank you for watching my video. I hope you found it useful, and as always, if you need any information about anything, then please do feel free to get in touch, and I will be very happy to help provide any kind of guidance if necessary.